This is the U.S. Bank Smartly Visa Signature Card, and I am about to tell you my experience with this credit card. I originally signed up for this card due to the fact that my original intent was to sign up for what they call the U.S. Bank Reserve Card. I applied for services with U.S. Bank through checking and noticed that they had credit cards and was looking at closing out one credit card and opening up a new credit card because I liked the fact that the reserve card had a couple of features that I thought at that time were attractive. At the time that I originally looked at applying for the reserve card, I was told that the card was available. Everything everywhere online said that the card was discontinued. There was a lot of speculation about the card to be discontinued, but at the time that I looked at it, they said it was discontinued. So when I found that information out, I called US Bank. I talked to a representative who, very nice, and basically told me that the card was available. I applied, and basically everything went into limbo. And it went into limbo because I forgot that I had all of my credit reporting agencies locked. So they needed to get in touch with me to review unlocking them. And of course, I wasn't even paying attention. So by the time I found out that everything was locked, it was a week later. They said they called. I probably missed a call because I'm just a super busy human being. And I didn't get the call. And basically, that same week, they shut the card down. So basically, although I had already applied, the representative says you can go ahead on and address um, continuing your application. But I thought about it and I told him, I said, you know what? I think I'm just going to pass. And reason being is because I was concerned, why is the card closing? You know, I'm applying for it. I just signed up for your bank account 6 months ago. Why is the card closing? So I didn't really have any real answers for that. So I just decided not to go with it. And probably a week or two later, pops up on my account, US Bank Smartly. And US Bank Smartly, of course, they present the card as it's a 4% credit card that you get 4% on everything. But as you read through the fine print, you learn that you have to have, I believe it's a minimum of $100,000 assigned to your account for the 4%. Now, the 100,000 was not a problem, but the problem was adding $100,000 to a bank that basically doesn't pay you interest. Sure, they give you some interest, some minimal number, but to park $100,000 into some system in order to get 4% interest, or excuse me, 4% cash back on a credit card just didn't have any feasible value for me. So what do? I decide to apply for the card based on the 2% reward and not have any interest in the 4%. The card comes across as, it's being sold as one of the best credit cards. You've got some people said it's great. You've got a lot of people that had a lot of negativity about the card. And guess what? Just as I'm applying for the card, more information hits the internet to say that the card is to be discontinued. Some say it was discontinued. Some say it was slated to be nerfed. Some say I think mostly everything was pointing to the fact that the car was going to be discontinued because there was some concern about how the card came out and was used by specific groups, meaning that people were using the card. It started out at an unlimited number of 4%, and people were using it, I guess, misusing the concept, and I guess it was causing the bank to lose money. So there was some concern about the card being nerfed. So at any rate, I went on Applaud, and basically they approved the card that same day. The concern I had was right after I applied for it, there was this 2 week window where everything online said that this card was going to be discontinued, this card was going to be changed. You would no longer be able to get the 4%. They were going to upgrade the amount to get 2.5%. They were going to put limits on how much you could use the card per month, per year. There were certain areas for limitations on what you could use the card for in order to earn the extra cash back criteria. That was a little discouraging. But then I got something that said in my email that said you would be grandfathered on the old card system, which basically would allow you to continue to have unlimited 4% if you were in that category. They would not raise your 2.5 from 5,000 to, I believe they took it to 50,000. But all of these different changes would not affect you for the moment. That is the question. How long would they allow you to continue to be grandfathered into the older card, version 1? Because now they've got 2 versions. And they smartly tried to keep the versions coding the same, but the second version has a whole lot of different changes to it as compared to the original version. That is the second time I applied for US Bank credit cards and basically ran into this concern. This bank has several credit cards. Most of them have been modified since I originally signed up, because one of the cards, and I'll refrain from mentioning which one, I was originally going to sign up for, and I decided at the last minute not to because they change the rules. So for some specific reason, they took some things from a card and degraded some of the better features on the card. So thank goodness I didn't apply for it, because, it was not what I originally read when I read the card containments a month earlier. So I kind of got lucky with this particular US Bank Smartly card. And there's nothing really fantastic or spectacular about this card. The only real benefit to it is if you've got over $100,000 in one of their facilities. It used to be you could put the money in a savings checking, or you could put it in their what they call their investor accounts. But that has now been modified. It's still valid on my end, but technically I think more than likely I'm just going to use this as a 2% card, because the interest rates that they're paying on the banking system is just a little too low for my experience. And I definitely do not like what's going on with their investor accounts, because they're technically telling you, oh, well, you'll get 100 free trades. I don't really do that kind of trading. The trading I do is a lot more efficient and fast, and that little 100 trades would be gone probably within 2 or 3 months. So I couldn't see any value in that. And once you get past that 100, if you get the 100, they start to charge you. So this card, again, they said it's premium metal card. I mean, the card that I got in the mail, I didn't understand what you meant by premium metal. Premium metal tells me that card is probably as thick as metal itself, but this card seemed like a combination of aluminum foil and paper. So I don't know what they mean when they say premium metal card, but that doesn't bother me because I did not purchase it for that parameter. What I tried to do was I was looking for cards so I don't have to carry a different card for every type of activity that I use my credit cards for. Gas, groceries. I mean, if I want to go to the mall, if I want to go to a nightclub, whatever I want to go to, I just want to be able to know that whatever I'm spending my money on, I'm getting some kind of return, as opposed to one card giving you 2% for this, one card giving you 1.5% for that, some other card where you've got these mixed up flowing categories. Who in the world has time to be worried about whether or not your card actually is in the category for whatever it is you're purchasing at that time? I'm just not into it on that level. I just need a card in my wallet that I can use and be secured that I'm using it and receiving what I think I should be receiving. And I think this card fits that bucket. I do have another credit card on a business side that pays 2%, but it's charging $200 a year. And I've decided that I am no longer going to go that route. I'm going to use this card. Thank you for your time and thank you for listening to my tube.